As I started my trading business, the first thing I learned was that the world is vast and opportunities lie beyond borders. When I completed the technology for domestic exhaust dust collectors, my gaze was already directed towards overseas markets beyond the map. However, the first overseas expansion was anything but glamorous. All I had was an old briefcase, a prototype design, and a reckless confidence that I would definitely succeed. The proposal I practiced hundreds of times on the plane, but I still remember the air of that day, when the English sentences wouldn't easily come out of my mouth, leaving me feeling frustrated. The air in the meeting room with the first buyer was cold. They did not trust the technology of this small company from Korea. Questions like, "Performance is just a number," and "Why should we use your unverified products?" were thrown at us. The language barrier was higher than I expected. The answers I thought were perfectly prepared seemed insufficient to penetrate the buyer's doubts. As the meeting dragged on, their expressions became more rigid, and for the first time in my life, I was feeling the limits of sales. But at that moment, I closed the documents. Instead of fancy rhetoric, I presented the videos I shot on site and the well-worn blueprints. And although my English was clumsy, I spoke each word with sincerity. This product was not made for my profit. It is the result of risking my life for the workers on site to have the right to breathe. I started the demonstration by operating the equipment myself at that moment, the trembling in my gaze and fingertips, and the purified air emitted by the machine. It was a language more powerful than any perfect business English. That was the moment when the buyer's gaze began to waver. After the demonstration ended and a silence fell, the buyer stood up and took my hand. "I saw confidence in this technology in your eyes," was accompanied by a brief remark. That day, we signed our first contract not just as a simple client, but as global partners. The air of that foreign country we breathed as we left the conference room was particularly sweet. Sincerity connects is a simple truth that was proven in the world of global business in a very tangible way. The first signed contract has become the most valuable badge that created. Today's PRGTECH and KHGR. The experience of that day completely changed my sales philosophy. Now we are communicating with partners in over 10 countries around the world. However, I still do not forget the earnest feeling I had when I went to meet my first overseas buyer. In 2026, we will build a massive environmental solution network connecting Europe and Southeast Asia. Technology knows no borders, but there is a clear warmth in the sincerity that conveys that technology. We invite you to join PRGTECH's warm and pure breath that reaches the world on this great journey. Thank you.